নমস্কার, হ্যালো অ্যান্ড আ ভেরি, ভেরি, ভেরি গুড আফটারনুন এবং আজকের এই আফটারনুন ট্রাস্ট মি ইয়ার এন্ড এর এই সানডে মনে রাখবেন আপনি সারা জীবন। মানে I don't know how to even tell or express exactly how I'm feeling because যেদিনকে ওনার সাথে হলো আলাপ, যেদিনকে শুনলাম ওনার এই অ্যাচিভমেন্ট, she is someone we really admire and respect because she is a very important person, the CMO of a huge group এবং চিফ মার্কেটিং অফিসার হওয়া সত্ত্বেও এত বিজি শিডিউল থাকা সত্ত্বেও এই ট্রান্সফরমেশন জার্নি আজকে যাকে আমরা পাচ্ছি, she is phenomenal. Miss Poulomi Roy, without any further delay, let me have you on screen and thank you so very much for your time.
Hi, thank you so much.
My God, আমি মানে আমার এখন অবস্থাটা হচ্ছে মানে I'm even feeling like মানে এটা সম্ভব আর কি। So this is you, right?
Yep,
So this
that's
is
me.
you. So এটা মোটামুটি মানে কতদিন আগেকার ছবি যদি আমি এটা তোমার কাছ থেকে জানতে চাই?
I would say this is just when 2020 COVID. Yeah, 2020. Yeah, till about 2020, I was in this stage.
Till 2020, this is the Miss Roy that we would see. And এই যে একজন বান্ডেলকে দেখছি, this is একটু different. মানে so এটা কি প্রসেস শুরু হয়ে গেছিল?
No, he was born. 2017 17 is when my child was
Okay.
born, and I still continued with. I was like this before my childbirth, and then almost 3 years after his childbirth.
So now that we have got you and আজকে থেকে you are a chief motivator of the group, এই একটা দিনে the first thing I would love to know is that what was that spark? মানে হঠাৎ কেন তুমি শুরু করলে এই জার্নি? কারণ আমরা সবাই যারা ইন্সপায়ারের দল, আমরা খুবই চেষ্টা করি কিন্তু বছরের শেষেও বুঝতে পারি আবার নতুন বছরের রেজলিউশনে থাকবে, কমাতে হবে কিন্তু কতটা কমবে জানি না। But seeing you, would love to know what was the first reason for this decision?
I think it's more than the spark. It was a realization. Realization because one very important factor was my child Ark. Once he was born, I realized I don't have the kind of energy that I need to have to actually be a hands-on mom, and mothers have a very crucial role to play, both physiologically, psychologically, to bring up a child, to when the child is around. তো আমি হাঁপিয়ে যেতাম, and lots of complications in your body starts coming, and you can feel this is not the way how you want to feel every day. You don't want to be tired at the end of the day. You want to run behind your child. You want to do a lot of things, but physically you're not able to do it. That's, I think, also, I wasn't an obese person in general. While my growing up years, I've been into active dancing and a very active life. I think I also realized that somewhere this happened to me because of a very different issue. It was somewhere linked to a frustration that I was building up on myself, and I was taking it out on food. So it kind of a disorder happened with food. My relationship with food became very obnoxious. I used to eat everything without even thinking how much. So it was never the end of one biryani. It was 1.5 plates of biryani, and I will have the colas of the world, and I'll have the sweets of the world. Extreme abuse in ye, and obviously you start putting on weight, and you start, you see your systems getting dysfunctional in various ways. সেগুলো তোমার স্কিনে আসবে করতে and like we all know, you just know that you want to do it, but most of the time we ठीक है let it be at holona, and then again you start. It became a very, it becomes a very fluctuating phase in our life. I think COVID gave me a chance to realign a lot of stuff. A, because time. B, there was this compulsion on all of us that we could not eat outside food and all of that. And that's when I got to think a lot that is it the way I want to feel for the rest of my life? Um, that's when I said I'm not going to treat the body and this journey from a diet perspective, or do this diet, do that diet, that kind of a zone. I'm going to read and study a little bit about nutrition. I'm going to study about fitness in general and then get into it. I'm not going to blindly follow what's around me. So, yeah, 2020 is when I started getting a little deeper into understanding food, habits, patterns, understanding my own body, what I react to, what I don't react to, and then took a constructive call. Took me around 9 months to get down to 65 kgs, and then again another good 1.5 years, 1 year precisely, to 55.
মানে
Yeah.
more than the kilos, I think the whole structural transformation is like মানে মাথা ঘুরে যাচ্ছে আমাদের এরকম, আর অনেকেরই এরকম মনে হচ্ছে some question, what role did mental health and mindset play in your transformation? I think it's a very valid question. Pooja Sarkar করেছে, because mind is what matters most,
Yeah.
নিজেকে
Yeah.
তৈরি করতে হয় মানসিক ভাবে. So would love to hear your answer. Poojar প্রশ্ন, and
Absolutely.
what would you like?
Yeah. Oh yes, Pooja, that is like the most important. I think when we, when I keep saying that, so now I've got into strength training, which I think is important because I'm 40. And what Pooja mentioned, I think mind and body linkage is something we have heard from everybody. But believe me, it's true. A, one part of it is this, that okay, you have to make up your mind, and I didn't find it very difficult that way, because I've been a person, if I put my mind into something and if there is a logical reasoning why I could do, why I need to do this, I'll do it. This time it was my child that I wanted to be fit for, so it just took me 1 minute to take that decision. But where the, I think the bigger agenda, what happens is when people say how's your mind and body link, এটা কি করে হয়, most of the, how is it that when you have a fitter body and you have a better mind? I'll give you a simple example, and I was just thinking the other day, especially at this age when I'm 40, and most of the women, what happens is after our childbirth we lose a lot of calcium and we lose a lot of minerals from our body, right? If, whether a man or a woman, when we think of it, uh, if your body is weak, you will notice that you generally feel a little weak, as your existence is a little weaker. You feel less of yourself. Forget about shape and size. In general, when you don't have strength, you feel that একটু যেন নিজের একটু diminished লাগে নিজেকে. Okay, it feels that I won't be able to. And that feeling, that's a feeling when you feel less of yourself and diminished, not only from the other's eyes, but you know that, oh, if I want to run that kilometer, I will not be তুমি জানো তুমি weak, কোথাও না কোথাও তোমার physically তুমি পারবে না. That makes you feel a little less as a human being, that I do not have the strength physically to exude or to manifest something that I can do more than others. That somewhere impacts. The other way of looking at it also is, you would, all of us would have noticed, if we have a headache, or if there is a pain in the leg, or if the pain in the kamar, or there's something that would have happened, injury, throughout the day, in different gaps, while you're working, while you're doing, oof, the mind goes back to the pain point. So when people say that a healthy body is equal to a healthy mind, it's not a gyan. It's a very simple way of decoding it for yourself and try to understand what makes you feel logical about that statement? All of us, see, at the end of the day, we all don't, not all of us want to become wrestlers, or we all, most of us, and in at our age would have realized we're not competing for Miss India or Miss World. No, that's not what it is. But in our day-to-day life, while we are conducting ourselves, we don't like to feel diminished. It's not for others. Like you would feel like that today I want to walk down the street in a kitten heel or my sports shoe, but it is a 2 kilometer. I want to do this. But the day you feel restricted because your body can't do it for you, you will feel less of yourself. You will feel compulsive to the fact that I have to be dependent on somebody. So the idea is, if you can give yourself a very solid reason why you want to do this and start the journey, within that journey, when the transformation starts happening in your body in the form of strength, in the form of stamina, you will see your mind getting more attracted towards that. It will be attracted like the way it's a drug to you, and you will keep going back to that same place again and again. The only challenge happens is that after days of abuse, when we start the journey, the transformation is not going to happen very soon, and because it takes time and most people do it without knowing the science behind it, they give it up. यार হচ্ছে না, 6 মাস করলাম তো হলো না, 6 মাস করলাম আমার body transform হচ্ছে না. So the moment, if you start tracking your transformation in the form of stamina, strength, and not the weighing scale only, in other lifestyle aspects, you will not give up. But you have to put the input, and as we say, like when we start something, we put an input, then we start measuring it. But your matrix of measurement has to be smart. For example, you will have to know if you have an autoimmune disease, or if there is something that you're, for example, I have thyroid. I do, and I've been taking medicines for the longest time. Now I also my body is slightly insulin resistant because my father's side of the khandan has insulin, right? So my body will not react to everything as fast as another person's body. It has certain issues that I have to deal with. So I'll have to understand that what should I tackle first. It should be the weight, okay, or do I need to tackle my gut health, or what is the root cause which has led me to this kind of bloating or weight thing and all, and manage it accordingly. So the first thing is to give yourself that solid reason why, and that reason should be non-negotiable. That reason cannot be for the next Diwali party, or that reason cannot be that I want to put out my belly fat for that. It has to be a very strong reason that is very close to your heart. Then follow it up with a very methodical, structured way about understanding your body. Go for the blood test, understand where things have gone wrong. It's not always about eating. Sometimes for some people it is about hormonal imbalances. Sometimes it is about extra water retention. You have to understand your body. Talk to an expert, proper expert, who will not give you fancy diets, who will understand what you are. Because again, body and mind. I'm a huge foodie. If somebody tells me that you have to be on boiled chicken for the rest of your life to get a body, I'm going to give up. I can't do that. So therefore, you have to understand, and then choosing the right kind of food, taking the right kind of steps, understanding why you're going to do this, how much of weight reduction is important at this point of time for you to achieve a certain goal. And then, like for me right now, I do not look at my weighing scale at all. I'm okay if I'm 56, 57. I'm completely looking at strength because I'm 38, 39 is when I started. It's been 6 months I am going to only look at building my muscles down. So obviously, if I'm going to build so this much of muscle is, it will weigh you, a kg, and this much of fat is also going to weigh you a kg. So if I'm putting up a kg, I don't mind, but that has to be in the form of a muscle, not in the form of fat. So very rational, but it's linked psychologically. Those transformations, once you see that transformation that you want in your life, you will see it's on. And mental health is a very, very, very important factor in this entire course of thing. And there are ways to manage it. So I have been speaking to some people personally, and I do help because I know where each one of us coming from. As women, we have certain other than
Right.
common issues that we all deal with in office and personal life. um, it's extremely important. So I just wanted to mention, I'm also a single mother, so I know what each one of you probably will go through. And we have our own physiological issues that we have. So, yes, as a tribe, it's always good to share and be
My
with each
God.
other, because there's some intricate stuff that only, women can understand.
মানে দিস ইজ অ্যামেজিং। অনেকে আমাদের থ্যাংক ইউ পাঠিয়েছে। ওকে, অনেকগুলো প্রশ্ন এসে গেছে। আই ডোন্ট নো হাউ উই উইল ম্যানেজ অল, বাট একটা প্রশ্ন আই থিংক I had it in my list too, that did you work with a coach or trainer or was it self-guided?
No, I did initially work with a coach and trainer. Yes, I did. Nutritionist is must. A good
Okay.
doctor first, who will tell you to get your basic vital stats done, like blood
True.
reporting, the levels, all of that. That is like, please do it. I'm like basic. I tell everybody. Matlab, check your magnesium, sodium, D3, the basic other structure, your insulin resistance test and all, so that you can, somebody can guide you. Okay, what
Right.
works for you? Because a lot
Right.
of people will come and say ki, of course protein khao when you're building muscle, but then again it's very important to know, like, it's not only about protein. Some people, like, I'm insulin resistant, I need fiber, I have to have fiber. If I don't, so there are a lot of stuff. Initially, please go for nutritionist for sure. There are apps like Fitter and all, and I'm not promoting them. I'm not on Fitter. I'm not a coach on Fitter, but I'm just giving you my journey. And go for a customized one. It's an investment in yourself. And while they give you, there's a lot of material to study about nutrition, because 70% is about how and what you eat.
Right.
70% of it is that. Yeah.
So
So if you're looking
আমরা
for
ছোট
strength,
ছোট করে
with the
ওকে, আমরা ছোট ছোট করে কিছু উত্তর নেব, কারণ অনেকগুলো প্রশ্ন এসেছে। আমারও একটা দুটো প্রশ্ন আছে। হ্যাবিট ও লাইফস্টাইল চেঞ্জেস মেড দ্য বিগেস্ট ইম্প্যাক্ট অন ট্রান্সফরমেশন। কোন কোন চেঞ্জ গুলো যেটা তুমি নিজেকে স্টার্ট করেছিলে when you started off just 4 years and this is what you have achieved? As you said, more than the kilos, it's the overall strength and মাই গড। তো একটু ইনিশিয়াল স্টেজে আমরা চলে যাই, যে প্রথম প্রথম দিকে কোন কোন ইমিডিয়েট চেঞ্জেস গুলো ইউ হ্যাড অ্যাপ্লাইড অন yourself for this stupendous transformation? আচ্ছা, ওনার হয়তো একটু ইন্টারনেট সমস্যা হচ্ছে, and I'm sure she'll be back. Okay,
any
can you hear
form
me?
of, yeah, I can.
Okay, okay, yeah.
Any form of aerated drinks. No aerated drink. Sugar colas, no. That's the first thing I gave up. I used to like it a lot. First thing, no of that. I gave up white sugar because I take sugar in general. For example, a khajur and all of the, what do you say, gur. And even when you're eating rice, you are taking sugar. So any form of extra white sugar in the form of cakes, in the form of raw mishtis and all of that, I like, it'll be once in a year or twice in a year, like that. But there are alternatives that I've given up. So I didn't. I those are the two things that I completely put it out of my life. Like, have not touched any form of cold drinks for the last 5 years, 4 years, whatever. No, and it's still a no. I do not. That's the first thing I would request everybody to give up. Then I started managing my portions, my food portions. I used to eat a lot. Like, I never needed that. So, like, bhat, dal, mach, whatever. But bhat will be a cup bhat, teen balai, do bala, whatever, no problem. But it cannot be like 3 cups of rice. I started managing my portions of food and the timing of my food, especially the night. সবসময় তো time maintain করতে পারা যায় না, because we are all working.
আমার মনে হয় ওনার
Yeah.
yeah,
Can
okay,
you hear
no
me?
problem. Yeah,
So these 3 things: no cola, no white sugar, other form of sugar, okay, no white sugar, And the last thing that I did was the night dinner. I preponed it. Not having heavy dinners at 10 o'clock anymore. I try and wrap it by 7:30. Sometimes it's 8. But once in a while it's okay. But no having late night heavy dinner with lots of food. These are the first three things, and then other stuff came in later. Yeah.
Great. I think that's a very healthy beginning. ওই রাত্রিবেলা আগে খাওয়াটা and রাত্রিবেলা কম খাওয়াটা is I think the first step that আমিও যখন মাঝে মাঝে রোগা হয়ে যাই তখন আমি ওটা করার চেষ্টা করি. Okay, now I have a question. এই যে Christmas time. So do you mean to say that তুমি একটুও Christmas cake খাবে না, একটুও party করবে না? মানে how do you manage such temptations and such festivities?
I get very sad when people call me in the night these days for partying. That's one part of the story. Though I love wearing my dresses. So yes, I will stick to maybe a glass of red wine for sure. But I will not stuff my face with a lot of Christmas cake. For sure. There is turkey. Have the turkey. There is a shepherd's pie. Have that. If you want to have a good, piece of cake, take a piece of cake, break it down into three, and have it on your own whenever you want, but it should be a small bite-sized cake. And if you have 3 bite-sized cake in a span of 7 days, it's okay. But you can't have a loaf of cake. I used to have a loaf of cake, like have a loaf of cake, big slices with everything. That you can't. You take a small bite size. Don't have it all of a stuff. Try to have it after a meal, little bit when you have a craving. Take it into a small bite size and have it. It's okay. Once in a while, it's okay. But anybody who tells you that you can have one full big cake and then you think, they're lying. You have to. There are certain sacrifices which you will do to see this transformation. But that's the whole idea, that you have to keep yourself motivated, and that motivation comes once you see that you're full of energy and you're not losing out on all. You still want to wear your great dress, you still want to go and dance, you have a glass of wine, a little bit of that's okay. But you can't keep at it throughout the day. Throughout 10 days you like constantly binge on it and then expect the next 10 days to starve. That's bad for your body. Your body is going to get jerked. So like completely avoiding something and then that don't swing your body that much.
Okay. অনেক আচ্ছা আমি কোয়েশ্চেনের একটু স্ক্রিন করছি. You are such a super mom and managing everything yourself, তার সাথে এত বড় একটা পজিশন অফ কাজ, পুরো দেশের কাজ দেখতে হচ্ছে and international কাজ. So what is your go-to meal for staying healthy and energized as a mom? তোমার go-to meal.
My go-to meal. What I eat and what I love to eat. I don't know, a lot of people don't like oats, but I do like oats. So that's a savior's grace. I've always been, as a child, we had cornflakes and all that, so I ate that. I like oats. I like a lot of dahi, which is not the sweet dahi. So you like stir up anything with dahi. মাছের ঝোল ভাত and all once in a matlab বাড়িতে যেরকম হয়, all of that. But I think if I have to quickly stir up something, it's the chicken one pot rice that I make, which is very quick. So that has protein and carb and everything inside it. So I think the quickest and the smartest way to do stuff is to make a one pot meal. So yeah, my go-to meal will be a one pot meal and oats and a lot of eggs. We consume a lot of eggs at home. So yeah, like balanced it out. Have the egg whites fatafat. You'll get your protein. Have the chicken and rice and veggies and do that one pot rice, which is very tasty. Very tasty.
Okay.
And very easy to do. Very easy to cook. So everybody likes it in the house. So it's easy.
Great. Okay, দুটো question আমি screen রাখছি, I think more or less interconnected. How do you stay motivated on days when progress felt slow? And Poojar একটা প্রশ্ন আছে, what challenges did you face during the journey and how did you overcome? So similar kind of question আমার মনে একটা তোমার কাছ থেকে উত্তর যদি পাই আমরা, because this is something রোজ কাজ করতে করতে যে বোর্ডাম আসে বা মেন্টালি যখন আমরা আনহ্যাপি হই বা প্রেসারে থাকি তখন সত্যি ইচ্ছে করে না হাঁটতে যাওয়া বা এক্সারসাইজ করতে যাওয়া. তুমি কিভাবে করো, তুমি বলো।
I'll tell you a trick. I've been using this off late more than before. Uh, as I said, the moment you start gaining strength in your body, I reverse it. I said, udhar nahi hua, idhar karke dikhaungi. It's like a small step every day. When I lift, 70 kgs, 80 kgs deadlift, and I can't explain it to you. I don't care what others. I'm not looking at a validation from others because nobody. There are far more things, but there's this feeling of invincible. I did it. So there are days when we do very well, as a professional, and there are days when you're so bogged down, like God, yaar, kya kar rahe hain? What am I doing? That kind of a zone. That is then I come back to this place and I'm like, आज तो हो ही जाएगा, that bring out your this is the other way around, like to get overcome one downfall. I think this helps. And then there are days when you're just happy because somebody would have said great things about your kid. Those are happy days. But this, I think, actually balances it out in a very nice manner. The moment you start working out, especially I recommend everybody to work out in the morning. I know there are a lot of work people need to do in the morning, but if you can, that morning stimulation, that the body releases the hormones, and you're much at a better space when you're hitting your office and boardrooms and people around you in questioning better. And then I have started role reversing. I said udhar nahi hai, idhar karungi. And then there is one fine day, somebody you'll cross in your office, or somebody will turn back and say, my God, look at your arms, you like, have you? And that's when you're like, कुछ तो हुआ, उस दिन का effect हुआ. So it is that. It's like somebody will come and tell, oh, you are lifting so much weight. My God, look at your thing. Itna strength. Look at your biceps. And that's, those little moments here and there will take you back that, okay, that day. So it's like vengeance. Balance it out. That.
মানে এটা কি, মানে এটা ভাবাই যায় না, মানে this is the you that I have met and this is the you that I cannot imagine, but you were so, we are pretty always. God made you with care, created you with
My
care.
biggest problem was that, I used to laugh at myself because I still didn't have a problem carrying on my weight. I was equally happy carrying that weight around, not even unhappy carrying that weight around. So that wasn't a problem for me. External, like I've always been up there. That was given. You can't take away the confidence because of weight or anything. It's just that I realized that a lot of things I couldn't do. I couldn't walk for some time. I used to feel very lethargic. Those were my triggers. And then when I gave birth to my child, I had gestational diabetes. So during that point of time, for 7 months, I ate the same food, which is chune mach, etuku bhat, etuku shag, or etuku doi. That was my khawar do type. And the doctor, I had to take insulin 3 times in a day. So I'd taken around 1,500 injections. And then the doctor told me that I have never seen a patient who had kept it so well. I used to make charts over there. Okay, today test, this is my thing, because it was for the child. So the mother can do anything for the child. So when I was they told me that the child will grow in size if the sugar is not in control, but we have to keep in the womb because otherwise his lungs will not get developed, because lungs is the last thing that remains to be developed. So what happens is, if the mother has sugar, the baby grows in size more because it's getting more calories inside that. And then it'll grow in size, and then it'll try to push itself out. But when it'll come out, all its parts were not developed. So this was explained to me that you have gestational diabetes. Science is so good these days. So the best way is to take insulin. I used to take insulin 3 times and keep a track of my diabetes level. And that's why the food had to be controlled. So why people talk of pregnancy cravings, I'm like, what was that? Because 7 months, no paka mach was given to me, only like those choto mach. One day, half glass doodh was my breakfast. In the lunch, there was shag, green shag, and there was two fish, and এতটুকু ভাত, আর টক দই used to be like the ice cream for me. এতটা টক দই. So I ate the same food for 7 months. And then they told me, see, listen, the moment you give birth to your baby, this gestational diabetes will go gayab. मतलब second এর মধ্যে চলে যায়. Next night, you're all okay. But this is like a trigger showing that if you do not have this measurements correct, in the next 3 to 4 years, you're bound to get diabetes. And it's a proven record because my grandmother and my father is highly diabetic. So it started off for the bigger reason child, and then I got the, I just felt this feels good. This is nice. I have more energy. I'm doing much many things than I can do earlier, and continued. So, yeah.
ছোট্ট ছোট্ট করে দুটো আনসার নেব। বারখা একটা প্রশ্ন করেছে, ডিড ইউ ইউজ এনি অ্যাপ, টুল অর সাপোর্ট সিস্টেম টু ট্র্যাক ইউর প্রগ্রেস? যদি করে থাকো, ইফ ইউ ক্যান সাজেস্ট সাম। অ্যান্ড আয়েশার প্রশ্ন, ডু ইউ বিলিভ ইন দ্য কনসেপ্ট অফ চিট ডেজ? হাউ অফটেন শুড দ্য চিট ডে বি অবজার্ভড?
Cheat day definition has to be your own. How much of cheating are you allowed to do to yourself? But I think cheat days, yes. Like for example, Saturday and Sunday, I do not like. I do eat a little more of carbs than I eat on other days, but it will not be an upside down thing. Like I'm not going to touch Coca-Cola come any day, whether it's a cheat day or not day. I will not have sugar. I might have a little bit of extra rice. Now I'm going to eat, I eat stuff keeping the nutrition factor in mind, that even if I'm having meetha, as like if it's a khajur, it is sweet, it will give me sugar, but at the same time it will also give me some kind of other nutrition value. I will, even on cheat days, I'm not going back to having a Coca-Cola or a thing. You might eat a pizza, one piece of pizza. You might go a little overboard on your carbs that you like, a little bit of potato here and there, but and complete knower that I'm going to have a lot of red wine, I'm going to have a lot of chocolates, or I'm going to have complete, I'm going to have a lot of sodas. No, that's not going to happen. That's for sure. And tracker, no, not tracker as such. I was on Fitter, so I didn't track my thing. The only thing that initially I used to keep is a weighing scale, and a weighing scale is still there. So I keep a check on the weight, and if it is fluctuating, then I know, if I know the reasons why it is fluctuating, great. But if the reason why you keep a check is by chance you're doing everything the way you've been doing and still you're putting on weight, that means there are other reasons like hormonal issues or bloating or water retention, stuff like that. It's more to keep on that. For example, if you're working out and eating properly, yet you are putting on weight, then you need to find out why. Or why is it happening? More like that. The biggest tracker for me has always been the weighing machine, weighing scale, especially in the initial part.
Thank you so very much. আমি তোমার কাছে 30 minutes time চেয়েছিলাম, and I've taken a little more than that. But motivate is with the ambition, যেখানে কার গল্প কাকে inspire করে, we really don't know. So hearing this transformation story, like exactly my heart is expressed here. It is so positive to hear from you. Thank you for all the motivation. Tanya has written, thank you, I'll follow these things. অনেক thank you এসছে তোমার জন্য। And you know what's to thank you actually. So বছরের একদম শেষে 2024 যেহেতু আজকে আমরা we've got you, what would be your message to everybody যারা হয়তো এই বছরের জানুয়ারি মাসের 1 তারিখে বলেছিল অনেকটা হবে, কিন্তু বছর শেষে ডিপ্রেশন এবারও হলো না? What would be your message for them?
You have to be fearlessly in love with yourself. So I believe if you have a kind heart and a fearless mind, there's a lot that you can do to yourself and for the world. Just think about it. Be kind to yourself and be fearless to take up a journey that you've been dreading. And that should be good.
Absolutely phenomenal. Thank you for keeping my request and এই জার্নিটা শেয়ার করার জন্য কিভাবে ধন্যবাদ জানাই তোমার। I'm so glad, I thank Madhubati for connecting. Otherwise, in the story of God and life, you don't know কার সাথে কখন কিভাবে দেখা হয়. So it's so amazing. Thank you so much on behalf of all of us for your precious time. খুব ভালো থেকো. All love to the little baby and the amazing bundle of joy you have. Don't think you're a single mom, you're the universe.
I think every mom, I keep telling them, it's just a terminology. Every mom is single. There are no double moms in this universe. You need a village to raise a child. That's a different thing. And I do have a village. I've got so many people well wishing for me always. But moms are always single. No double mom. One mummy is in your lifetime.
আর এরম একজন হট মামি, মানে এরম একজন হট মামি, I can only imagine, you know,
Uh,
the pride your son will carry when
he's
he
the
will
biggest
be.
cheerleader. He tells me, "Show me your biceps now. Can I hang from them?" Yeah, I have to come and he checks my biceps. Not happening. Little more. Come on, flex it a little more. So they are the biggest cheerleaders for you. Believe me or not. In every sphere of life.
Super. Thank you so much. Thank you for
Thank you.
being
Love you.
there.
Thank
Thank you, love you, love you, love you. Thank you so very much. Please, আমাদের motivator থেকো, guide us in the journey. Thank you. Bye bye. Happy Sunday. Bye bye. Bye.
you, guys.
My God, you know, the moment I saw her, আমি তো জানতাম না ওনার ট্রান্সফরমেশন জার্নিটা এরকম, কিন্তু উনি যখন বললেন and তারপরে এই ছবিটা যখন আমি দেখলাম, আমি ভাবতেই পারলাম মানে এটাও সম্ভব. Actually, it is possible. As she said, it's all in the mind, the decision that we make. Yes, আমার জন্য এই বছরটা has been not great in terms of ওজন. আমি প্রচন্ড ফেল রিপোর্ট এবছর 2024-এ 24 কিলো কমাবো ভেবেছিলাম, 4 কিলো কমিয়ে উঠতে পারিনি, মনে হয় বেড়েই আছে। কিন্তু ডিটারমিনেশন ইজ অন যে আমাকে রোগা হতেই হবে, স্পেশালি নাও দ্যাট আই ফিল দ্যাট হাঁটু এবং পায়ে ব্যথা হচ্ছে। So I think these are my trigger and I'm starting my journey. I think I will and I have to. And I thank all of you for being a part of this জার্নি, কারণ একে অপরের সাথে আছি বলেই কিন্তু অনেক কিছু সম্ভব। উইথ দিস আজকে মোটিভেট করছি শেষ। I thank Apollo Multispeciality Hospitals for their trust and faith. I thank our gift partners, Senco Golden Diamonds and RG Cellulars. With this, I hope আমাদের সানডে দারুণ কাটবে। And by the way, একটু হাঁটলেই কিন্তু অ্যাপল ওয়াচ ফ্রি হতে পারে। Have a look.
পাগলের মতো কোথায় হাঁপাচ্ছিস কেন তুই? কোথায় যাচ্ছিস ভাই? কি করছিস? বলছি দাদা ভাই, তুই সেদিনকে যে অফারটার কথা বলি না RG সেলুলারে, সেখানে আমি গিয়েছিলাম, অ্যাপেল ওয়াচের কথা বলেছিলি, সেই অ্যাপেল ওয়াচটা ভাই ফ্রিতে আমি নিয়ে এসেছি ভাই। এখন আমি সারাক্ষণ হাঁটতেই থাকছি ভাই। একটা ভাই কাজ করতে পারি, আমরা তো ফ্রিতে পেয়ে গেছি, সবাইকে বলি আমাদের ফ্রেন্ডদেরকে, তাহলে ওরাও ভাই ওয়াচটা ভাই পেয়ে যাবে। কি বলিস? চল তাহলে।
তাহলে হাঁটলেই পেয়ে যেতে পারো অ্যাপল ওয়াচ ফ্রি। বিশদ জানতে 9831545599 এ ফোন করতে হবে। অ্যান্ড ফর অল লাভার্স অফ জুয়েলারি, সেন্কো গোল্ডেন ডায়মন্ডস এর এভার লাইটেড কুইন বি কালেকশনটা যদি নাই দেখলাম আর নাই স্বপ্ন দেখলাম অ্যান্ড নাই পেলাম, তাহলে আর কি হলো? হ্যাভ এ লুক। while we are taking care of everything, প্রচন্ড পলিউশন শীতকালে আরো বাড়ে, প্রচন্ড খারাপ অবস্থা আমাদের এয়ার কোয়ালিটির। তাই যদি কখনো ব্রেথলেসনেস ফিল হয়, ডু নট নেগলেক্ট। অ্যাজ ইউ ক্যান সি, অপোলো মাল্টিস্পেশালিটি হসপিটালে সানডে ওপিডিও আছে, ইভিনিং ওপিডিও শুরু করে দিয়েছেন ওনারা বেশ কিছুদিন হলো। ডিপার্টমেন্ট অফ পালমোনলজিতে যেতে হবে অ্যান্ড ইউ হ্যাভ টু টেক কেয়ার অফ ইউর হেলথ ফার্স্ট, কারণ শরীর সুস্থ থাকলে, মন ঠিক থাকলে কিন্তু পুরো জার্নিটা সম্ভব। And I thank once again Ms. Poulomi Roy for sharing her amazing transformation journey. I thank all the partners and dear friends and well-wishers of the Oopsroops family and my team for being a part of every moment, every day. Thank you very much. Have a great Sunday.